Okay. Let me fix these boobies here because this one here is still trying to snipe me out. And this one is my normal one. That's why it looks a little flat in the edges. But I'm triggered. I just want to make sure that I start off by saying I'm triggered. And we are now in season... Guys, I'm losing track like it's season 5. Season friggin' 5. Year 2016. And I had to and I told you guys I have ADD in season 1. I let you guys know that I have ADHD. And season 1 is where I met a narc. Season 2 was when I dated a narc. Season 3 was when lights messing up. And then season 1, I met a narc. Season 2, dated a narc. Season 3, married a narc. Season 4, I said I loved a narc. Season 5, maybe I loved a narc too. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I will figure it out and put it here. But this is, I'm triggered. So 2016, y'all, to this point, like I told you guys, I'm not even gonna get redundant. Met, kid, boom, we live together. We're now back in Virginia. It's 2016. And I forgot to tell you guys in season 4, in 2015, we actually started marriage counseling, right? So imagine we got married in 2014. And by 2015, we already had started marriage counseling. Wow. And I told you guys I started tracking in the app our sex and all this other stuff, right? Because like I told you guys, when you're dealing with a narcissistic person, toxic person, or whatever, they're always gonna try to make you question your reality. I mean, the basic stuff that makes sense, you'd be like, what do you mean? That's not what I remember. That's not what, it just happens. So for a long time, y'all, I've been keeping receipts, a long time. The only thing is I actually wasn't using receipts. So that is a problem. So if you're gonna collect your receipts, you might as well use your receipts. But we are in 2016, is season 5. And we're gonna call this season Invalidating Feelings. And you remember I told you guys when we start each season, I'm gonna give you a term related to invisible abuse, right? Because the end goal is what? Changed behavior. Changed behavior for the abuser or the abusee, all right? For me, I'm nobody's victim, but we'll just say I was an abusee, okay? So, and it's kind of sad, and I get frustrated with myself. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I get frustrated with myself knowing that I'm in 2016, right? Right now we're covering season 5, year 2016. And I still have till 2024 to fill you in on. That's a long friggin' time to sit in and spew through bullshit. But I digress. I'm triggered. 2016 was an interesting year. I'll just say that. It was filled with many ups, many downs. I told you guys in season 4, I had house fever, right? Because, you know, the amount of escapades that happened in the townhouse, I was like, I don't want to have a family here. Boop, 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 boop. And I was already ready. I was always ready for the next thing, the next accomplishment, just continually growth, right? I'm in full bonus bonus mom mode, right? Because his daughter is with us. We have primary physical custody of her. And again, if we have to put a number on it, 80-20. The rearing of said daughter, 80-20. Means the majority of the time I'm picking, dropping up, coordinating this, coordinating that, you name it. I jumped in, listen, 10 toes down. You hear what I'm telling you? I was that man's rock. But did you think he gave a shit? By now, y'all know that I was legitimately with a narcissist. legitimately a toxic person. I want to make sure that I'm doing myself a service by telling you guys that, listen, legitimately with a narcissist, legitimately a toxic person. I want to make sure that I'm doing myself a service by telling you guys that, listen, the man has not been diagnosed to my knowledge. And at the core of what we do here, at the core of what I'm doing here with this eduential series is learning inspired. I've gone through this. I did this so you don't have to do it. All right? So whatever it is I'm talking about right now, if you're in a thing, get out that thing. If you need to find support, find the support. But let's go on to season 5. It's 2016, y'all. By that January, it's gonna, because every January comes, it's her birthday, so big party, blah blah blah. I say big party, but whatever it is we wanted to do for her during this time. At this point, she would have probably been 4, so it probably was something at school or whatever. I don't know, but whatever it was planned, it made it happen. February, February, some random woman sends me a message. And I can't remember if it was via Instagram or whatever. But the message says, and I have to go look it up, right? Because I'm going to try to make sure I let you guys see this too. And I'm trying to block out, because I want you guys to remember too, like, I am not trying to put everybody business on blast. What I'm trying to do is give you my lived experience so that you don't become me. Sitting here 10 years later, 3 kids in, a terminal disease, and you're going, oh my God, where did the time go? Why did I put up with that? Don't be me. Be better than me. My mom used to say that all the time. Growing up, she'd be like, no, you ain't want to be like me. You want to be better than me. So for me, that's what I want for you too. I want you to be better than me. And like I told you guys in the previous seasons, I stood where men typically stand. You're taking care of the family. You're being the provider. You're doing all these things. You're being her rock. And that girl just can't get her shit together. So that's where I was, being a rock. And this nigga just can't get his shit together. All right? I'm triggered. I just want to let y'all know I'm really triggered in this season. All right? So I don't know what you're going to get, but bear with me. Okay? So 2016 comes. It's now February. And this girl jump in my inbox. She sent me a message. I wanted, and I don't know what she sounds like, but I'm assuming this is what she sounds like. I just wanted you to be aware of your husband texting me recently. I thought you might want to know, with you being his wife. My boyfriend doesn't appreciate him texting me, and you obviously don't know. It's beyond disrespectful, and I thought you should know. Well, my bad. Thank you, Miss 32, her screen name. I don't say anything to her. I don't respond. I don't do. Y'all, one thing you'll recognize about me is I don't do drama intentionally. I don't like making a scene to make a scene. And some of y'all might argue and be like, well, this shit is definitely a scene, Julie. Well, hindsight's 2020. The lesson is to be learned, right? Like, the lesson is to be learned. This is not about making a scene. It's not about clout. It's not about anything outside of, y'all will never believe what I've been through. And everybody got a story, but you will never believe what I endured. And I'm still thriving through it, right? And I think that's why I decided to share. It's like, look, I'm not bitter, because I've gotten better and I'm thriving, right? And I'm finding a way to get through it, right? By the grace of God, grace of energy, whatever, but I'm getting through it. And I'm still triggered. I want to let y'all know I'm in this season, I'm triggered, all right? Because this is rough. So this is February. She sends me this message. I confront the man in him. And so you might get a little bit of accent now because I confront him and I said, listen, who this is running in my inbox? Because obviously, listen, one thing, remember I tell you guys in the previous seasons, me nobody's secret. I am never going to be nobody's secret, all right? So, I don't know what's going to happen after this release of this series, but I just want people to know I ain't nobody's secret. You hear what I'm telling you? I don't do in secret and listen, my secret days had happened and they went away. Ain't nobody's secret. So, girl seeks me out, sends me the message, and I sent to him. I say, "Who is this?" I just hope that it gets to you. And they went away. Ain't nobody's secret. So, girl seeks me out, sends me the message, and I sent to him. I say, "Who is this?" She's saying, he had a rebuttal for that. He said, "Oh, yeah, that's my friend. We be talking. We talk all the time, but, you know, her boyfriend's kind of jealous. So, you know, he probably made her send you a message." And y'all, I don't know how I was so whatever. But when he said that to me, I was like, okay, I guess. I mean, I kind of made a face like, it was weird. Like, what the fuck? Like, sounds weird, but okay, believable, right? Y'all, come on. Now, y'all know I'm not the only person sitting down here listening to this story saying that could kind of make sense. So the man essentially was saying, this is one of his friends, one of his girlfriends, like a friend is a girl. They be hanging out. She has an angry, jealous man, and he don't want her talking to another man. So he tell her to tell me to get him to stop talking to her. I know, y'all, I shouldn't have made no damn sense, but then I like pass. Right? So, okay. I ain't saying nothing to the guy. I don't reach out. I don't do anything. It's funny because with me continuing the series now, building the series now, it has me wanting to search and look out for some of these people and be like, well, where are they now? Right? And what else can you tell me? Right? Because maybe a part of me doing this series too is like, okay, Julie, yes, it's very cathartic. Yes, it's very therapeutic. But how much more don't you know? Y'all, that part, right? How much more don't I know? And that's why I've strategically, I don't know if you guys noticed so far, every season is a year. So when people come across these years and they realize they were part of those years, they could easily be like, oh, Julie, so back in 2013 too, girl, I was there too. It wasn't just you and she and me and she, it was all 18 of us. I don't know, y'all. But like I said, I'm strategically putting it that way because you never know. You know what I mean? You never know what else will come back out, right? And again, this isn't necessarily about exposing traits, right? But I will say this. The person that ends up with this particular person, and he even looks like he still got his stripes. He's still a tiger. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, he's still a tiger. Because a tiger don't stay. Listen, a tiger is not going to change his stripes. And I hope, I swear to you, listen, y'all, I hope whoever lands with this man gets the best version of him. Because I didn't. I didn't get the best version of him. Okay? I might have the best offspring, but I don't have the best version of him. Okay? And that's okay. Because it wasn't meant for me. And I'm okay with that. But needless to say, it's February of 2016. We still in season 5. Season 5, I gotta make sure. I gonna lose count, y'all. We gotta go through. I was telling you guys it's gonna be 12 seasons. Y'all, it's gonna be 13. I did the math. Each year is a 1. So by the time we get to 2014, which is now the recording of this, it's gonna be 13 years, like 13 individual seasons, right, for each year. Needless to say, all right? I believe him. He said, y'all, his boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, my bad. Listen, y'all, look, remember I told you I was desperate, okay? I was desperate to be somebody's partner. So it all made sense. I go, into my nose. Every time you see me look down, y'all, I'm just trying to make sure because I try to make sure that I try to be accurate. And I also try to make sure I stay on point, on target. Like, okay, we're talking about toxic and narcissistic behaviors and abuse. So I want to make sure that you guys hear the subtleties because there ain't nothing, I don't think there's anything crazy about the things that I've been saying, right? But people really do operate in this space and it's that invisible abuse that really gets to you. And in this section, we talked about invalidating feelings, right? This is going to be about invalidating my feelings. So bring up the thing with a girl, and he's like, nah, her boyfriend just tripping. Don't worry about it. Bam. Then he telling me to delete it. Listen, now, you know one thing he was really good at? Whenever some shit was in fucking print, he'd be like, delete that. But you know what? Thank God for Dropbox. Listen, you remember I told you guys, I am not giving any shout outs to be giving us shout outs. These are just the tools I've been using. So Dropbox has this feature where you just turn on your camera, automatic updates. Automatic. Like, it's almost faster than friggin' the iPad, the iCloud, okay? So right when I've deleted things on my phone, the shit done already been up in the cloud. I know it breaks your heart. Automatic. Like, it's almost faster than friggin' the iPad, the iCloud, okay? So right when I've deleted things on my phone, the shit done already been up in the cloud. So I'm going through the years. Look at me scrolling through years because I'm trying to get accuracy. Because one of the things that I do too, when I'm done here with the series, posting it in little bits, I'm actually going to give the whole hour season and make it available on YouTube. So what I did for the thumbnails is like every year accounts for a picture with him and I in that year that was taken in that year. Does that make sense? So it's accurate. I'm trying to make it as accurate as possible. And no worries, I block off your face. Y'all like, well, we get to see him? I block off your face as best as I can, okay? So wherever I can protect the guilty, I don't even know, listen, wherever I can protect folks, I'm gonna try. Because again, it's not about exposing people, right? It's about there are real people in this world who will go above and beyond to be toxic and be toxic, non-empathetic, non-remorseful, and you might happen upon one of those people. And hopefully you recognize enough in yourself to set enough boundaries to not fall victim to X, Y, and Z, right? And just X, Y, and Z. And I use the word victim loosely, y'all, because I don't ever want to consider myself to be a victim. I'm nobody's victim. Because a person will not do to me what I don't allow them to do to me. All right, that's one thing I've definitely learned. And there are many instances, you know what's crazy about 2016, y'all? There's so many instances where I was like, oh, that don't even make any sense. Because you can hear me. I sound confident. Listen, y'all, I sound confident, okay? I sound confident. I sounded confident. When I was listening to a recording just now, I was like, I sounded confident. I sounded like I was, But then I didn't go. I didn't leave. What is wrong with me? But anyway, let's get back to season 5. Season 5, 2016, invalidated my feelings. It's February. The girl drops in my inbox, Miss 32, sends me a message. I never respond to her, ever, ever, ever in their life. I just talk to him. Because for me, I'm like, look, you, a girl, and a somebody else, I don't do triangulation. That's another word. I should probably use that one in one of these seasons, but triangulation, right? So it's when you have he's going to get somebody on the outside to come in and weigh in and treat. I'm going to deal with you. You and me is who need to be talking. So I talk to him. The man give me a story. The story feel like it was good enough. It was good enough. And I just let go. That's February. March time come around. Another message coming. This time is a dude. Let's call him Eminem. It's a dude. Eminem sends me a message, and I can't remember exactly what a message say. But let me see if I can find a message. You know what I mean? I should have had this prep, but he sent me a message, and I was like, damn, okay. Oh, he said, sure, he don't mind. So I'm gonna call him later. So it's March 8th, y'all. I'm looking at the message right now. It says, hello, my name is Eminem. Recently, I found out my wife and your husband was in a relationship from June 2013, his time in May 2013, to until December 2014 when he left San Antonio. He was in my house, he was in my cars, and my wife even watched your daughter on occasions. Finding this out has ruined my marriage and has led me to filing for divorce. Good on you. My dumb ass didn't, but good on you. I was in Kuwait fighting for his country. the whole time this was going on. I have every single text message between them from this whole time period. They even talked about you and why he was marrying you. Did y'all? I'm gonna show you that too. Basically because my wife wouldn't leave me. They talked about having kids and eventually my wife became pregnant. No, listen. Me know how true that is. Me know how true it is. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. But apparently, eventually, wife became pregnant. I'm not sure what happened to the baby. They called each other by nicknames. The couple that was cheating on Power. The couple that's cheating on each other on the show Power. If you want the text messages, I'll send.
Once I was 7 years old.
The couple that was cheating on Power. The couple that's cheating on each other on the show Power. If you want the text messages, I'll send you all of them. Just give me an email address to send it all to. So I get his message. It's 5:30 now, y'all. So I just leave Lorton, Virginia from my job. And I get a message. First thing I do, what was the first thing I do, y'all? Y'all know the first thing I do. What's the first thing I do? Yes, I called my husband. Hey, yeah, so, Eminem, yeah, he just sent me a message. Oh no, I might have been floating, but me's really say nothing, blah, blah, blah. The shit was so vague, y'all. I said, okay. We'll talk about it when I get home. So I got back in the inbox to Eminem and I say, hey, please send me the text messages to bloom@yahoo.com. My apologies for the emotional heart. It is heck. This is what the fuck I rate this month. My apologies for your emotional hardship and strain on your relationship. Can you chat? So I get on the phone, I talked to him. We chat, we talked. We chatted it up. I said, hey, by the way, make sure your wife gets tested. That's all I said. Make sure your wife gets tested. My God. Then he sent me a picture of what she looked like. And I mean, she ugly girl. But you had, after you, listen, I could be the judge of it because y'all gonna read the messages, okay? Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clip at some point in this message and let you see. Because I feel like for dramatic effect, we should all take a pause to read these text messages. Why do you think? So I don't know if that's why I'm going to stick it in, but hopefully that's why I stick it in. Okay, so now that you had get some time to see the messages, because all I did is screenshot, gave y'all 3 minutes. It was 300 pages of text messages. Y'all see that, right? 300 pages of text messages. And I read every single one. And still motherfucking stayed. Yo, like I read everything and still stayed. But needless to say, we still in 2016. It's season 5. And now it's just, shit just falling apart. That's how I feel right now. Shit just fucking falling apart. When the man sent me the message, I was like, okay. And I just kind of glimpsed into them first. The first thing I do is try to save them. You ain't gonna listen. Try to save them. PDF them. That's what y'all getting right now. What I save and boom. No, I finally get to. But before we even really go into these messages, I finally get to talk to this man. And I say, so what's going on? He's like, yeah, I might have just not set boundaries, like, and said some things I shouldn't have said and blah, 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 blah. So this man lying to my face. Like, I mean, we this close. The man must have told me something. But lying still. Ain't listen now. Ain't claiming no part of it, essentially. Just like I say some things I wasn't supposed to say. I might have been flirting. That's it. So I had to let this man know. So this part there where you talking about licking her fucking coochie. Y'all, that's how it went. For real. And at some point I'm probably gonna release the actual recording. Y'all listen though. This is when you know it's time for you to like cut your fucking ties and go. I can't believe after all these years, y'all, after all these years, I was recording from then and still didn't utilize the data. Like I had the data. Listen, even if I was feeling some kind of way, even if my feelings were fickle, even if they were flawed, I had everything I needed to make an informed decision, but I chose to overlook it. But y'all gonna understand why though. I ain't just overlook it just because I didn't want to overlook it, y'all. I ain't that dumb. I'm dumb, but I ain't that dumb. All right? I might be dumb, dirty, or desperate, but I'm not just dumb, all right? That's March, y'all. And I'm gonna try to get some way for you guys to get a piece of what he said. Maybe it'll be now, right? So like I'm confronting him, and here's I'm gonna try to get some way for you guys to get a piece of what he said. Maybe it'll be now, right? So like I'm confronting him, and here's a clip of what Isman here felt like he needed to say.
I guess so. I mean, I wasn't thinking that deep into it, but yeah.
You just keep saying you weren't thinking that deep into it.
I
Every
wasn't
message.
thinking about I wasn't thinking about those things, Julie, like getting caught and pseudo.
This bitch got you thinking about your future.
What future?
You told me. So when you said that, what do you mean?
Where in that?
Okay.
Did you
When
see
you
me say
said
I want to start a future with you?
no, I didn't say anything.
But you talking about future?
No, it didn't say anything about starting a future with you. But it sure did. It sure did mention future, didn't it? Or did I make that up? Did I make that up?
I don't know. I don't know what you made up. What you
I didn't make it up. I didn't fucking make it up.
Felt like he needed to do. I don't know. I might put it on the end. I don't know, y'all. It's gonna be in here somewhere. All right. I gotta try to squeeze it in. I don't know. You know, I'm not an editor. This is a vlog. This is a diary of an almost broken woman. Right? Maybe that's what we should call this. A diary of an almost broken woman. It's too long, but hey, whatever. Season 5. We in season 5 still. 2016. The man Eminem tell me that his wife and my husband had a full-blown relationship from May 2013 to December 2014. Y'all, it's a whole relationship. And y'all remember, when did I get married? In 2014, right? 2014. So that means, and remember I was telling you, financial control, exploitation, I was going broke to pay for lawyers. This motherfucker, while he on my back, was like, huh. I'ma cheat on her ass. That's what she deserves. Damn. Like that? Where they do that at? Who grew you? Where you come from? Where they find you at? Where I find you at? Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. But anyway, thank God for Dropbox. Because Dropbox, boom, boom, boom. So I got all this shit now. So the man sent me a picture of his wife. She ain't no ugly girl, but I remember being upset and being like, she look like fucking Lenny the Lizard. If you gonna cheat on me, my son, you better listen, let the next motherfucking person come in and be such a dime piece. That shit don't make no sense. You gonna tell me you gonna cheat on me and you gonna cheat on me somebody who don't look as good as me? Listen, that's just my own. Okay? Y'all, I already told y'all, I'm not a super girly girl, but I feel like there are levels to this, right? Cheating under any circumstances is no good, but I'm just saying, like, there's levels to this. And today I am my sister's keeper. She definitely wasn't my keeper. And they went in hard. They had lots of conversation about me. And you could tell she was sprinkling from time to time. Oh, you must fuck your wife every day. Oh, you must be wife. She brought me up from time to time. He tried not to bring me up. And then from time to time, I was sprinkled on in there. So damn, not only are you fucking cheating on me, but you having full-blown conversations about me too? Where they do that at? Y'all remember I told you that his first mistress, when the nephew got kicked out of school, her aunt was looking at, imagine a full-blown, he had a full family. Had a full family. When I couldn't help, she got him. Apparently, Munch was over there too. So imagine you got your mistress and you got your children and your peoples and your family around them. Because that's what people do. Who do that? Y'all doing that? Y'all out there doing things like that? Stop. That's real toxic. All right? Don't mix the two. But I can't tell you what to do, and this is no judgment. All right? This is no judgment. I told y'all I'm triggered. I told y'all I was fucking triggered. I'm triggered. So we still in 2016. I ain't even really gone through all these notes here yet to tell you anything. That's March, y'all. Guess what? By April. Oh, and then during that whole fiasco of me confronting him, I keep my calm. Listen, no, I will say this. I listen to myself and I'm like, you know what, Julie? I'd love to be in an argument with you. You don't be going on too crazy. You don't be going on snack, knack. You did that really. That was very diplomatic of you. You ain't trip. You kind of trip, but you ain't trip. You know what I mean? Like I ain't went, I was calm. I was absolutely fucking calm. And I think there's a reason I'm calm. Remember I told you guys I have a bit of a temper. And I said I was overly transparent. But what I really mean is like I'm overly nice because I know I have a temper. So it takes you that much to get me to a place. So yeah, transparent, blah, 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 blah. But I'm really overly nice. So I listen to myself. And it's a 2-hour long clip, y'all. So maybe at some point I'll make it a YouTube video so you guys can be like, here's when, boom. And then you guys can pick it up. You can pick it apart. You be like, oh yeah, that nigga's a narc. Oh yeah, that's a boom. Yeah, boom. And I'm so sorry for the N-word, but hey, listen. Ignorance is ignorance, regardless, all right? So by April now, y'all. So then I made a decision to stay. And I ain't telling nobody. Listen, I was so ashamed. How am I going to tell my white parents who just went to bat, who literally came out of her fucking pocket the day before my wedding to buy me this expensive fucking dress, who went out of her way to make sure
Black Beetle cream seats in the Regal Rock.
bat, who literally came out of her fucking pocket the day before my wedding to buy me this expensive fucking dress, who went out of her way to make sure she preserved the damn dress in a box. Y'all know shit white people do. I love you, Mom. Right? Preserve the damn wedding dress. Who am I to go tell them, oh, by the way, all that time that we were together, you know that time when we went to court and to support him? He was like, that same day, he was back and forth with his mistress talking. Like, where did they do that at? Guys, talk about being, like, feeling lonely. Oh my God, I have never in my life felt more lonely than that until I got to Cabo. But we'll talk about Cabo when we get to Cabo. That's like season 12. All right? Or season 11, maybe season 11. But yeah, who am I going to tell? What am I going to tell him? Oh yeah, you know, by the way, guys, yeah, we got married. Yeah, we just got married in 2014, but I just found out here in 2016 that from 2013 through the end of 2014, he was cheating on me the entire time. Yeah. Yeah, like when he asked me to marry. Yeah, that too. Yeah, we were fun. Yep, that too. Yep. When we went to, yep. Yep. Who, what? Nah, I'm gonna keep that shit to myself. I'm gonna take that shit to the fucking grave. I'm gonna take that to the grave. I'm good. I said nothing to no one. Y'all, that shit almost broke me. And then I started, so this is when I realized that from a depressive perspective, my thing is I don't shower. So I would get up, I was functioning, y'all. I was fucking functioning. I would get up, I would go to work, do my shit, because you know, hey, y'all know your girl now. Like, we in season 5, y'all know me now. Shit gets hard, it gets rough. What am I do? What's the first thing I'm gonna do? First thing I'm going to do is go focus on something else. So I was an IT project manager, making fairly decent money on a government contract. So I immersed myself in work. I was a great employee. I was. I am sitting there just thinking to myself and feeling alone, y'all. I didn't tell my CSA crew. I didn't tell my girlfriends. I didn't tell nobody. And listen, and y'all could tell I'm a talker. I ain't telling nobody. I was so embarrassed. I felt so much shame. I felt like I was not enough. I felt like I was ugly. Oh my God. Because again, I read every message, y'all. So the things that he was talking about, and you remember I told you guys in 2020, in 2013 and 2014, all of a sudden I started having like these bouts of fucking bacterial vaginosis because this motherfucker was raw dogging this heifer. But could you know what really irritated the shit out of me? When I asked this mofo, what was it? He was like, she was just easy to talk to. So you know what I asked him? I said, so did you tell her? He's like, no. So how the fuck is she easy to talk to if you can't tell her at the core of who you are? But you raw dogging it though. Oh, that's what you're doing. Ah, okay. So, I digress. I'm feeling alone. My feelings are fucking invalidated, y'all. April comes around, and I'm fucking pregnant. Again. Remember I told y'all, the universe has a way to give you information, to give you just what it needs to be still. Because remember the first time I got pregnant, I lost a baby. That was the universe saying, girl, go on your merry way. What you doing? But I was like, no, my husband. Put me in, coach. Kate. Here I am, needing to be saved my damn self now. So, convince myself like I normally do. Well, you know, God wouldn't want me to have a baby if I wasn't meant to make my marriage work. What he did say was, I think I wrote it down. He had said something about be a better person than I was to you when the time comes, if he could be forgiven. And then all throughout that too, he was a smart ass, y'all. He had said something like, well, if God could forgive me, I know I could be forgiven. How about his cheating? Y'all, listen, I didn't even realize the manipulation, the mind games, the coercion, all that. Listen, I was deep.
This is what you came for.
His cheating. Y'all, listen, I didn't even realize the manipulation, the mind games, the coercion, all that. Listen, I was deep. You know what? The problem is, you know what's a scary thing? The problem is I was in so deep and I didn't know I was in deep. So while I thought I was, having these little motions and memories of control, I had shit. I had shit. Y'all, I legitimately ain't had shit. And it wouldn't have taken me until 2022 to figure that out. And hey, spoiler alert, 2022 is when I figured it out, y'all. So from there till then, we gonna have to figure it out, okay? All the shit that I've endured till then. All right, spoiler alert, okay? So we still in season 5, y'all. And it's all about invalidating feelings. Just find out the man been cheating and he's a serial fucking cheater. And you remember I told y'all, back in the beginning, when, I was doing my due, I had to say to myself, like, man, the first time my husband cheats, I gotta give him a pass, right? So when I was faced with this thing, I was like, well, you did say the first time he cheats, you gotta give him a pass, right? So I grappled with that. Yo, I mean, stomach in knots, not eating, just depressed. I would get up, go to work, come back home. I stopped doing shit with the daughter. I was like, what, nigga? You ain't okay? That's how you feel? That's what I deserve? I'm gonna need some time for me now. So I didn't do anything. And it wasn't her fault, y'all. Y'all could judge me all you want. Y'all could judge me what you want. But if you ain't in my shoes, you ain't walked 1 mile in my shoes, you have no idea what you would do. And he used to try to make me feel bad for not wanting to do anything, being hands. I was like, nigga, I need time to figure this shit out. And I still probably came back to that thing too earlier than I needed to. Because I'm really big on, like, if I get up tomorrow, it's a new day. It's a new day. Me ain't gonna be welling and wallowing, but it's a new day. That's what gets me through terminal cancer, y'all. Because every day is a new day. Every day is opportunity to be better than I was yesterday. But let me tell you, that, finding out all of that, it's like, listen, I felt like my life was a lie. I was like, listen, I don't know who the fuck I married. For real, for real. But I'm pregnant. I gotta figure shit out. Julie, you don't want your kids to be a statistic. I mean, people are flawed. You have a choice to make. But if you go down this path, you gotta keep going down this path. You can't be like, oh, I'm going down the path to just kind of see, and then you holding it over his head, because I never did that. I never did that. He could fucking say that as long as he want, and he could try to say it all as he want. I never held it. I never was like, oh my God. Because I'm like, okay, it happened. Let's just make sure it didn't happen again. Period. I'm pregnant. 2016 was a fricked up year. 2016, I finally paid off the damn Toyota to y'all. It was the first car I'd ever paid off. And then he wrecked it. But it might have been my own doo-doo, right? My own doo-doo. Because I wrecked his Charger SRT8 back in 2013, 2012, whatever it was. So, hey, it's even now. But you know what was crazy about 2016 and him wrecking the car after it was paid off? Is that when I got the insurance money, y'all, he then bought him a little Ford something, one of them cop cars, right? A Ford car. We found it on Craigslist. And then he put the title in his name only. And by the time we're married, y'all, by the time we definitely married, his name only. I didn't trip about it. I was like, okay, whatever. Then we were house shopping too. So then y'all gain the timeline. So February, the first message coming from the girl saying, oh, boom. March, Eminem comes in and tells me about his wife and him filing for divorce. And then by July, we buy a new house. Big old house, y'all. This house, listen up. I don't know if this house was the Isari house. It's a beautiful friggin' house. Long driveway, 4,500 square feet, 3.1 acres. Listen, y'all, my dream house is one of them houses, okay? Just one, y'all, long driveway, at least 4,500 square feet, boom, 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 boom. Whole night.
My friends are heathens, take it slow.
Listen, y'all, my dream house is one of them houses, okay? Just one, y'all, long driveway, at least 4,500 square feet, boom, 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 boom. Whole 9 yards. So I'm super stoked, kind of overlooked. And again, distracted, right? Because y'all got to remember, in all the seasons, if you ain't listened to all the seasons yet, go back, listen to them. You can always tell I'm always distracted by something else. So now, instead of really honing in on the fact that I married a friggin' manipulator, toxic person who don't care about anybody else but himself, legitimately, like somebody come in, like, I got you. And he's like, okay, whatever. You can give me all you want. I get somebody else to get me and somebody else to get me and somebody else to get me. There's plenty of me to go around. Seriously. But I get distracted. We house hunting, car hunting. Life's still coming together. So now on paper, it looks even better. So now I have a property still, right? I still have my property that I'm sole owner at the moment. And because I bought it previous to marriage. And then now I'm an owner on this property because he's paying the mortgage, but I'm on the deed. Beautiful house. Start furnishing it slowly but surely, whatever it is. And I'm pregnant with my first viable child. And just so happens is a little boy. And y'all know that little boy. Y'all see that little boy all the time. And he's absolutely fucking perfect. He's born in November. So again, ain't got a lot of time between when I find out shit and being a mom, right? So life just kind of happens. And then you kind of sweep things under the rug. You kind of sweep things in the back of the back burner. You just start sweeping shit away, right? But you're really sweeping it away. You just put it in a closet somewhere for when you got to reference it again. Like when you pull out your friggin' Dropbox and you're like, Oh my God, I recorded all fucking 2 hours of that conversation. And you hear the dead spots, you hear me crying in places, you hear me going in at him from time to time. But I recorded it. And then I kept every fucking message, all 313 pages, or 31 pages, I don't know, it's over 300 pages, all right? And I I did a little screen record, and so y'all could slow down the screen if you want to, pause it and read. That's how I could squeeze it into the video, y'all. My bad, I'm not an editor. This is a regular old schmegular person trying to educate you as best as I can on a low budget. Okay, good. So, invalidating my feelings all throughout the 2016 season 5. I would say like, hey, you know, like this makes me feel this way, because as soon as all of this shit happened, y'all, then all of a sudden he didn't have a lock on his phone anymore. He never had a lock on his phone anymore. And it was so crazy because leading up to this too, y'all, he had gotten a new cell phone. It was weird, but apparently Eminem tried to reach out to the dude, tried to reach out to him, but he didn't pick up. So because he wasn't, Eminem was like, oh, you gonna just be a douchebag? Okay, I'm gonna call your wife. And that's what he did. So thank you, Eminem. All right, thank you, Eminem, for giving me content. I gotta always say that, right? I never knew where I was gonna go with this, but this, I'm pretty sure, again, some of y'all are going like, girl, seriously? You went through all of that and you still stayed? You went through all of that, you still do whatever? But guess what? There's somebody who's been in longer than I was in and still in it, because they don't think they can get out. Because they think that they've been in so long, they've endured so much, and that they can't do anything. You can. You always have options. You always have options. Listen, and hopefully when you decide you have options, it's not when you have a terminal illness, right? Like, it's not when you have a chronic disease. It's not when you are like, oh my God, Jesus, who's gonna want me now, right? Because that's what we think too, right? I got 3 kids, they're under 8. I have stage 4 breast cancer. Shit. Well, I mean, what a resume, right? And I'm over 40, right? I'm about to be 40. I'm about to be 41. All right. So it's just interesting. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. House hunting. Then I got a new job in July too, y'all. I got a new job in July. My current position where I have right now, I got it in July of 2016. I was pregnant with CJ at the time. I didn't tell them. I interviewed, I got the job, and it was great for my career, right? And I'm hoping, even now, like we talk about this stuff, y'all, in season 5, and I'm talking about just sharing. I'm sharing, and it's all learning inspired. But there's a fear that I have that I'm being so transparent.
I was good on my own, that's the way it was.
And I'm talking about just sharing. I'm sharing, and it's all learning inspired. But there's a fear that I have that I'm being so transparent, I'm being so open, that it might cost me my job. And I just want y'all to know, to be completely honest, the job pays for my medical insurance. That medical insurance is great medical insurance, and it is keeping me alive to see those babies that I tell you guys all the time. I want to see them be adults. All right. So you can wish me luck, but I hope this helps somebody not be me. I hope when you look at me, you see a real human being. Like I always tell you guys, because I know some of y'all are like, oh my God, you're so strong. I'm a lot of things. But you know what I am? More than anything else, is done. Seriously, it's done with dumb shit. Done with somebody ever making me feel again that my reality is not reality. That what I've lived through, I didn't experience. I'm done with that. So hopefully you can find to be done with that too. And again, like I tell you, it's not just women. Men do this shit too. All right? Everybody deserves to be with a person that sees them for everything that they are and everything that they're not. And like I told you guys, if I'm lucky in my next life, in my part 2.0, I'm gonna meet me. And listen, I could even meet a fraction of me, and I think I'd be fine. All right? Because again, it is not anything outside of changed behavior, y'all. That's what we're looking for. At the end of the day, me sharing all this crap that I've experienced firsthand is for change behavior, for the abuser to get the help that they never knew they needed, and for the abusee to continue to seek the support they know they need. All right? So, house hunting, baby. He was like, when I confronted him about the whole, oh my God, I can't believe you didn't tell the truth, boom, boom, boom. He was like, oh, please don't break up our family. Okay. Again, y'all know I stayed, right? So ended up, I remember, but he was so good about like the emotional piece, y'all, because he knows in his soul of souls, he knows that Julie was ready, emotionally ready to be somebody's 100%. So when I was first pregnant, boom, 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 taking pictures of the bump ever so often. And then when he didn't feel like, when he wanted to let me know that he didn't want me to be fucking happy. Because then again, all this shit happened, y'all. It didn't break me. It did not break me. It almost fucking broke me. It made me feel some kind of way. Because I'm telling you, that's when I realized that when I don't wash my ass, that's when depression is for me. I'm a covert depressive person. I don't know, right? But when I don't shower, don't brush my teeth, and maybe because I don't stink naturally, so like for all intents and purposes, it worked, right? Yeah, so there were many times I was in the office, y'all, my breath, I'm sorry. I didn't brush my teeth. Seriously. All right? Or I didn't shower. And that's real. And I told you guys at the core of this series is mental health. At the core is mental health. Your mental health is some of the most profound health you'll ever need. Because wherever your mind is, your body will go. Okay? So, I digress. I was fucking depressed. I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell people for months. You hear what I'm telling you? Months. I threw this big shindig baby party for CJ. Baby celebration is what I called it. For CJ. For Booger. It was a great turnout. I invited something like 80 people. Probably like 40 people showed up. And they all were happy. They all seemed genuinely happy for me. Genuinely happy for me. My son is born and he is absolutely fucking perfect. But what I didn't, if I'm, hindsight's 2020, right? Because 2016, throughout my pregnancy, by August, I had like a little lump under my armpit. And I remember like I would take notes because I made a note, lump under armpit normal in August. I made a note. Because remember, thank you for My Days Pro. I was tracking, so I made notes when I went to the...
My left stroke just went viral.
Normal. In August, I made a note. Because remember, thank you for My Days Pro. I was tracking, so I made notes when I went to the doctor and he said things. I made notes about popping because it was really important to me because I was raising somebody else's child. And I raised her just like she was mine. So I wasn't opposed to popping a child. So I popped her when she needed to be popped. So I said, first popped on this note, this ba. February 2016, her first spanking, apparently. And spanking means I hit her more than once. Just so you guys know, because spanking ain't even a fucking thing I like to do either. But if you really think about it, like, and you know what's funny about when you guys see the exchanges between him and old girl, and they had lots of great conversation. Listen, let me tell you all this. You could easily see their relationship building, right? Like building throughout the messages. And it's so crazy because I'm like, this dude is so charismatic that you can't help but not like him. Like if you didn't know I was talking about who I'm talking about, you'd be like, man, that's funny. This is some good read right here. Seriously. So I'm gonna let you guys be the judge of that. But I want y'all, when you're reading it, I want you to think to yourself of everything from 2013 to 2014, when I was literally going broke, paying for the majority of shit, being his fucking secretary, making sure I'm taking journaling. I'm journaling, I'm recording on behalf because this man had me convinced his baby mom was toxic, right? So because I was like, look, I already know how to deal with toxic. Just so y'all know, I don't know, after the series, I may become a narc abuse coach, okay? I got y'all. How you deal with your narc. All right, how you respond to them. All right? Because I think I have a knack for that now. Don't get too riled up. Don't get too anything else. And like I tell y'all all the time, when they go low, you post. Because one thing a toxic person does not want to be is exposed. They don't want people to really know who they really are. But I want you guys, when you're reading it, just think through all of that. Like, he's saying all these things. And you know what? I was triggered today. So like, I almost put myself in a position where I was like, okay, well, let's see the Gmail account. Because I also have like conversations between him and I when we talked on all sorts of forums too. It was like, it's crazy. That's another reason too. That's probably like another thing too. Like if you have like 16 different forums by which you talk to a person on, it might be a problem. I'm just saying, it might be a problem. But I'm looking at the Hangouts and I was like, oh, on this day he's talking to me, on this day he's talking to her. I was like, Julie, don't do that. Like you don't have time for all that right now. You don't need to open, you don't need to be picking no wounds. You just need to be like, okay, it was effed up. I remember he had planned a gender reveal too for oh no, it wasn't then. It wasn't this year. I got my years mixed up. I think I definitely got my years mixed up. But yeah, 2016 was interesting, man. So let's do some recap. All right. So we're in 2016. It's season 5. And I want you guys to let me know, like, what season has been your favorite so far? Like, what season has been your favorite so far? And are you getting the lesson? Right? I'm just curious. Are you getting the lesson? Because I know I got the lesson. I mean, shit, I'm in it now, still trying to get out of it. As the recording of this, I'm still going through litigation. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, like, you getting the lesson? I hope you are. February, some random chick rolls into my inbox, lets me know that he's texting her, and that's disrespectful. March comes around, a month later. Eminem lets me know that his wife and him, my husband at the time, were legitimately in a full-blown relationship where, in fact, his daughter, had been at her house. And I'm just saying, like, who does that? That to me right there is like some of the most trifling, I think, more than anything else. Like, here I am raising your child, right? And remember I told you my honeymoon was what? I came back with his child and his nephew. That was my honeymoon, to be in full mom mode. And again, just to occupy me again, right? Because you can hear him in his messages, you can see in his messages he's talking about, oh yeah, you know, she doesn't want me to go here and she doesn't want to go there. Nigga, you got responsibilities. If I'm thinking about your responsibilities in a more responsible way than you are, what does that say about you? No judgment, though. It's a judgment-free zone, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay? But that's just what it is. Total's a car that we just paid off. It's really me. Just paid off. Team player, y'all. Baby, take control. It is. Total's a car that we just paid off. It's really me. Just paid off. Team player, y'all. That I paid off. And he then buys a car from Craigslist, paid cash for it, and he puts only his name is on the title. So even though the money that came from the car that I just paid off, but only his name on the title. And he used to do that all the time. He was really good at when it came to a thing that belonged to him, his name was on it. But when it came to a thing that belonged to me, his name was on it too, right? So his name was on my shit, but it was also just his name on his own shit. And that's fine. I ain't trip about it. Because, you know, listen, when you know what people are, y'all, you meet them where they're at. Because, you know, in the Virgin Islands, we have this thing where we just say, you get money rope, he gonna hang himself. All right? My mother also said, give Jackie jacket. So, you know, where a compliment is due, give the compliment. So, we started house hunting. He buy me this I'm sorry house, I guess. So in 2016, a big, beautiful house, which is where we then hosted the baby party for CJ, like the shower. And it was beautiful. You know what's so crazy about the message and all those emails and the text messages that I read? Like, after I read them, we had get into another argument about something. Shortly after that, like it wasn't even long. If this is March 8th, we had this conversation. By March 23rd, I'm writing myself a message. 23rd, 24th, I'm writing myself a message to myself. And in the beginning of it, what did it say? Wake up or some shit like that. Wake up, woke, something crazy. Like enough or some shit. I don't know. But it was a message to myself. And in that message, I called this man, I referenced this man as a narc. His name is all written up all over it too, because by his name, but I don't care at this point. At this point, I'm like, yeah, first name, last name, whatever. But yeah, seriously, it's crazy. I was like, yeah, he can't even take out the trash and he can't even do this, but he want to tell me that he can't say no. And you could tell I was upset. And, I read it and it's a little incoherent sometimes. It's a little incoherent. You could tell I was in my feelings. But I had note to myself that I literally obviously didn't read after I wrote it. I was like, I guess I was just trying to empty out what was on my chest. But yeah, man, y'all, the hell is wrong with me. Then I remember at one point, I guess I wasn't getting over it enough, like fast enough. And he was like, I don't know why you just don't talk to my mom and just, talk to some women who've been through some things. Yo, one thing I remember is his aunt and his mother were flying monkeys. Because they don't know who they raised. Or maybe they know, and they were just like, we got to keep this. Listen, we got to keep them together somehow. I don't know. Maybe they just know. Maybe they don't know. But he was like, I don't even know why you don't talk to him. And in my mind, I remember saying to myself, like, nigga, this is for me. This is on my time. Why are you trying to rush me? Because you don't like what you get now? Because, again, I fell back, y'all. I wasn't the same. I was not the same. I was close, but I still did a lot, y'all, but I wasn't the same. Because, like I told you guys, I use the term dummy from time to time. And I really shouldn't, because that's a lot of negative talk too, but I guess it's like sort of like a coping mechanism, right? Or silly or whatever it is, because it was silly. It was really silly. Like the red flags, like somebody had mentioned United Nations of flags or whatever it was, right? Like that, it's real. But I still said, okay, put me in, coach. I'm good. I'm rested. I'm ready to hit this 3. No, not the 3. I'm sorry. Let me go for a layup. I'm a post player, y'all. I'm sorry. I ain't hit nobody's 3s. But yeah, let me do it. I was ready. Okay. So that's what happened. And I stayed. And I kept staying. And I kept staying. And when he told me I didn't talk to his mom, I remember going like, you trying to rush me? I can forgive you on my own time, dude. And I'm not saying that I don't forgive you, but like, I'm not dummy either. I'm not going to be like, oh, you have a lock on your phone again, so now you're back to being honest again? Nah, nigga, you're saying that I don't forgive you, but like, I'm not dummy either. I'm not going to be like, oh, you have a lock on your phone again, so now you're back to being honest again? Nah, nigga, you're doing the same shit you were doing. And you know what I recognized a long time ago? When he has a person in his back pocket, everybody's disposable. Anybody's disposable. Whenever he's courting somebody else, somebody new, you ain't know who you gonna get. I used to make jokes with his mom and say like, that's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He go from high and low in 2 seconds. Why is that? Because he's miserable. Toxic people are miserable. I hate to say it, y'all. Maybe y'all don't know it, but toxic people are miserable people. They, at the core, they don't know how to be okay. They don't know how to be content. They don't know how to just be. Because they're miserable. It's like demons on the inside just clawing at their soul. Who? That won't be me. Sorry, that won't be me. I might have an anger problem. I might have some issues, but it ain't going to be me. I'm not going to be miserable with you. No, thank you. Tomorrow's a new day. Tomorrow's a new day. The next time is gonna be another time. I don't have time. No, thank you. And yeah, I might be triggered. I might even be bothered, but I'm not gonna be miserable. But I am not gonna be miserable. All right. So listen, let's recap. It's 2015, and I'm sorry, it's 2016. I'm sorry, it's 2016, season 5. And I've now found out that I'm married to a serial cheater. And anytime I brought something up, he would invalidate my feelings. Matter of fact, it sucked that I was actually pregnant at the time, because what he would say is, you're just being emotional because your hormones just all over the place. So dismissive. The disrespect was so real, y'all. It didn't even make any sense. But like I told you guys, I was desperate to be somebody's it. Desperate to be it. Desperate to be the one chosen. Because every time we ended up in the same space we were in, where we were placating like we were good, I was like, he picked me. That's what I told myself. I convinced myself, but he picked you. He keeps coming back to you. Now he can keep coming back to you. You're just here, girl. Right? High since 2020. He ain't coming back to me. I never went anywhere. I didn't even make an inclination to go. I just was there. He didn't have to go far. He didn't have to do anything. I was always there. What does that say about me? I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, as we go through these vlogs, I'm figuring it out. I'm like even learning even more about myself that I didn't even know, or I didn't even understand. But yeah, like, again, one of the things is I was distracted. Anytime I'm distracted, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. I was definitely distracted. And that's a real thing. So you have cheating, and more cheating. That's just what I was. And I got pregnant. So because I got pregnant, and no, I'm gonna lie to you guys. Because I got pregnant, y'all, that was a big reason why I stayed. I just want y'all to know that. Because I did not want to bring a child into this world by myself. I never saw myself being a single fucking mom. And then the shame that I was carrying around to have to tell my parents, my white mom and my black mom, and my mommy, that the people that he was here, kiki and ha ha ha. And because you know what was even more annoying after he cheated, y'all? After I found out that he was a serial fucking cheater? When people would come into our space and be like taking up his side for anything. Because I'm like, if y'all only know the ammunition that you're giving to this toxic person to feel like he is validated in whatever dumb shit he's doing, it's never a good thing. Hindsight's 2020. But we are where we're at. I made through, let me see, all my notes from the other thing. Insert email exchange. Look, I'm making notes. I'm like, insert the email exchange, all right? So this video is going to be a little bit longer than typical, but hopefully you guys can get the email exchanges in places. And I really tried to redact as much as I possibly could, but I didn't redact in the, the email that I wrote to myself, like the message I wrote to myself, because it was just a message to myself. But, and y'all, listen, y'all know, it's that first name, whatever, it is what it is. It's a first name, but that's real, man. Like, my feelings were invalidated. Even when he, like, when you listen to that clip, and I'm only gonna put a little clip in there, but when you listen to that clip, you can hear just how cynical.
Bless you with body, oh baby.
Invalidated. Even when he, like, when you listen to that clip, and I'm only gonna put a little clip in there, but when you listen to that clip, you can hear just how cynical he's coming across, like how unempathetic. Just like, well, I got caught, shit, oops, my bad. I mean, I can't say nothing if I say something. Like, if I don't say something, I'm doing them. Like, what? No fucking, I'm sorry. This is just like, my bad. And when the sorries came out, it was kind of like, okay. But you know what? I accepted it still. So like I've been telling you guys, it's season 5. Season 6 is coming up. I want you guys to be in a place where you appreciate yourself for what you are and what you want, that you love yourself, so that when you love yourself, ain't no man can come in, or woman can come in and make you feel whole. because you'll already be whole. You'll already be whole walking into the platform. You know what you bring to the table. Don't let anybody tell you that you're bringing anything less. All right, don't let anybody try to convince you that your reality isn't what it is. I keep telling you guys, 10 years is a long time to lose yourself. All right, or to be quiet, to suffer in silence. So I hope this message empowers you to not suffer in silence. I hope this message, and I'm not saying people don't make mistakes. Guys, people make mistakes, but you gotta be in a position to appreciate the mistakes that you're making and not make those same mistakes again. Because when you do a mistake, is like, okay, I had no choice. You do it again, it's a choice. You can't claim that to be a mistake. I mean, it's a choice that got you there in the first place. But if you make the same choice again, it's a problem. All right? So that was Mistress 1. That's the only one I know about so far at this point, at this juncture in 2016 was the only one I knew about. And we'll just continue to unpack these years. It has been pretty tumultuous so far, right? 2012, dis-ease. 2013, dis-ease. 2014, dis-ease. 2015, dis-ease. 2016, dis-ease. Remember I told y'all, dis-ease leads to disease, and we even get there yet. But heard me talk about the lump under my armpit in August. As I was getting there, CJ was born. Right after that, 6-8 days later, y'all, full-blown big old knot under my arm. Let's see if I can find a picture of that too. Big old knot under my arm in 2016. And I was told, you're good. First tissue going up here. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, girl. It's been a pleasure, y'all. All right, this has been season 5 in 2016 of when I don't know what I'm calling this. I met a narcissist. Met him. I don't know. You'll see it in the thing. But yeah, stay tuned for season 6. Yeah, drop me a note and let me know which one of these seasons you like so far. All right? Hopefully you're getting the lesson.
Or if I never